words of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live and what we say, it's stamping up and it's our way.
Hey everyone, it's Pauline from Stamp with Pauline, and today we're doing a card, not a Christmas card, possibly something else. I'm going to be using the Bauble Blooms stamp set and dies that is currently available online. It is on the last chance list, I do believe. So if you like this, make sure you get in really quick because it will go. I'm going to be showing you variations of this so that it doesn't have to be a Christmas set at all. You can lend it to anything else, and obviously you can change up the colors. It doesn't have to be traditional red and green. The card that's actually on the website at the moment is pink and white, and the other one is blue. So I'm going to be doing those as well, casing from the catalogue as well, or from the online exclusive. So I'm going to turn the camera and we'll get started. So for this card, I've just got a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to put down, first of all, I'll start with the old olive. So taking the stamp set from the Bauble Blooms stamp set, I'm going to just put down a bunch of random images. I'm going to just fill in the gaps. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, just going to take the next step, which is the ones with the little, not the ones with the lines on it, that's the third stamp. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do a Stampin' Off technique because I really want that dark red to come in on that. So I'm going to go real red, and I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to stamp off just on a drop sheet there, and then I'm going to place that into the space. And again, this one there. And another one there. And the last one is there. All right. Then what I'm going to do is take the dark red, sorry, the real red again, and this time I'm going to just press down on those and finish off those flowers. Just gives it a little bit of definition around the flowers. I'm not being overly careful with where I'm positioning. I'm trying to get it on as much as I can, but I'm okay with it just slightly being off center to the flower. And just that one up there. Alright, now what I'm going to do is cut this all up and make it into a card. So, I'm taking the textured notes dies. I've cut out a piece of gold foil with the large die. I've then taken the next size die down to cut out the inside because I don't need the inside. It's just a waste of a layer and a waste of gold. So cut that out. So that's a spare piece that I can use for another card. Then I'm going to take this piece here and position it over my designer series paper. See which one. I think that looks good because then that will be where my raised up sentiment is going to be on top of that. So I'm going to cut this out now. So what I've done now is I've got all of my pieces. I've got a red base card here. Now if I didn't want to, I could make this not into a Christmas card because that background really isn't giving anything in there about being Christmas. So you can opt for something different. So that's one of the steps that I wanted to show, is that it doesn't have to be a Christmas card. Now when you cut this die, this does leave quite a bit of a gap down the bottom of the card. I am actually going to trim that so I have a nice even border around all of the sides. So once I've glued that down, then I'm actually going to glue this piece into the center here as well, like that. And then I'm going to add on to the sentiment there and trim off that excess piece. So I'm just going to take my multi-purpose adhesive and just a very thin line around the outside edge, lining up and making sure I have the border at the top and the sides even, because like I said, I'm going to be trimming off the excess. So I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to pull that in and cut that off. So I have an even border around all of the sides. Then I'm going to take some more adhesive and glue down my pattern paper. And then all I have to do is make a sentiment or a raised up bauble. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to grab hold of my stamp set here and going to cut out my image. So I'm going to run that through, and then I'm also going to use some of the gold and add the topper onto it, so you get a couple of different options with the topper of the bauble. So you've got that one or that one, and then so that would then sit over the top of that. So I think we'll do that. All right, so I'm going to cut those out. So now that I have done my bauble, I've added my gold topper. I'm using cherry cobbler because real red on real red cardstock doesn't come out very well. So I'm actually going to cut out the bow, but I have stamped in the cherry cobbler first. So I'll cut that out. All right, so everything is cut up and on here. So what I'm going to do now is take a mini glue dot, put two of them onto there, peel those backings off, and pop down my bow. All right. Then what I'm going to do is raising it up and putting on some dimensionals. That would be where that is going to go. And I'm going to take some coloured rhinestones that I have already coloured with my blend, and I'm going to just pop those all over the card as well. And then we'll pop one onto there. Now, I'm not going to glue this just yet because I want to show you the variation of it. So this is how it would be sitting. So that would be there, and I can add my Merry Christmas to it as well. Even layering this onto another piece of real red or a bit of old olive so it doesn't clash so much. There's lots of options with that, but I wanted to show you how to not make it a Christmas card. And what I'm going to do is I've already cut out a bow, and I'm going to take my journal pen and I'm just going to go over, let me just draw that properly. So I'm going to come in here. I just want a nice rustic sort of looking bow. Okay, so hand draw a little bow in there. I've taken birthday wishes from the Simply Said stamp set. I have used the ornament to cut out in both directions. So cut it once like that, then turn it round and cut it again a second time. And then what I would do is add a little bit of bling to this part of the birthday as well. Grab hold of the mini dimensional, glue dots again, pop that onto there, peel away the back, one and two, and then pop down my hand drawn, you don't have to hand draw it, but I just thought it would be something a little different. And again, raising that up then to create a different card altogether. So nothing other than the colours, could be possibly Christmas colours. Yeah, so that is the card using the Stampin' Up! Bauble's stamp set and dies. It's called Bauble Blooms, and there is coordinating dies that go with this as well. So something that is also now on the last chance list, I do believe, because they were an online exclusive. So if you wish to purchase those, let me know. If you wish a catalogue, let me know. And that's our card for today. All right, see you next time. Bye.
What we do makes a difference in me and you. All these years of inspiration.